How do we develop our staff? And so what we're planning on doing is just sharing with you the things that we actually do. I'm not suggesting we're the best at it, but we do spend a lot of time in our company working on developing our staff. And most recently, and we've got a lot of young guys, so give you a context, there's 24 guys currently as we're making this video today, and 19 of them have never done the job that they're currently doing. So think about that. We recruited, hired, and then we had to actually train and develop those 19 guys and gals, one of them's my daughter, and so we had to develop them into serviceable or master craftsmen. So how do you develop people? Well, one of the things that you do as a leader is you pay attention to areas, maybe behaviors of deficiency. And so what I want to hit on today is some of the young guys that we're working with. I was talking to them on Friday, and I said, hey, what are some of the things that you say about yourself? When you're by yourself and you're telling yourself like things like, don't be a baby, don't be, grow up. Kyron, what are the things, Kyron, that you say to yourself? Eli, what are the things that you say to yourself when you're beating yourself up about something that you should be working hard and not complaining, right? Those are the two things I want to hit on today is like work your ass off and don't complain. But when you're by yourself, do you complain? Or maybe when you're with our staff, do you complain? And then when you're thinking about complaining, what do you say to yourself? Like, hey, don't be a baby, right? Grow up. Like, what do you say to yourself as a young person? And so one of the things that I want to do with these young men and women, I want to help them grow to the point where they look at work as something that's good, right? Work is good. And they look at not complaining, right? So if you look at the older guys, I'm 58, if you look at some of the older guys on the team, our older staff, they're super mature, our older staff, they work their tail off and they're not complainers, right? Those are two ingredients that we're trying to help develop our staff. Work your tail off and don't complain, right? So as a leader, as an owner in your business, don't you want all of your staff to be like that? Don't you want all your staff to work their tail off and not complain? Well, that means that you have an opportunity, as we do, to develop our guys, right? And developing your guys means speaking to that behavior, speaking to the behavior that isn't the best version of themselves, let's say, right? So anyway, consider that today is observing your staff, and when they're doing things like they're not working hard or they are complaining, which aren't characteristics that are going to be the best version of themselves, then with your intention to develop them is to speak to that, right? Speak to them about being the best version of themselves. That's one of the things that we do and we're continuing to do to try to develop our staff.